Assalamu alaikum, welcome again. After discussing the immunization for the splenic patients, now we are going to discuss the antimicrobial prophylaxis protocols for the splenic patients. So the term OPSI, that's referred to as the overwhelming opportunistic post-splenectomy infections. So the organisms involved in these infections are pneumococcus, meningococcus, and H. influenza. And there are some other organisms like malaria in the endemic areas. These organisms are the encapsulated organisms. Now come to the antimicrobial prophylaxis. We have different regimes to give to the patients. The first line treatment is the phenoxymethyl penicillin. That's available as Calvapen. It's an oral penicillin. 666 milligram twice a day is given to the patients. The second line antimicrobial is amoxicillin 500 milligram. That's oral and it's given once a day if the first line is not available. If the patient is allergic to the antimicrobial penicillin, then we can give erythromycin 250 milligram per hour BD or even clarithromycin. Now come to the point, who should get it, when it should be given, and for how long these antimicrobial prophylaxis should be given. This is a very controversial topic and different authors and different clinical settings have their own guidelines for it. We have brought these guidelines from the Royal College of Surgeons and we have considered the Bailey and Love and Schwartz as well. So first of all, we have to stratify the patients in the different risk groups, the high risk and the low risk groups. In the high risk groups, if the patient is 16 years old or younger than that, or is 65 years old or more than that, patient has a documented inadequate antibody response to pneumococcal vaccine, there is prior episode of OPSI despite of immunization, splenectomy for hematological malignancy or for sickle cell disease, that also falls the patient into high risk group. Splenic irradiation and graft versus host reaction also falls these patients in high risk group. Rest of all other patients fall into the low risk group. For example, the trauma splenectomy patients fall into the low risk group if they are not in these age groups. Now, considering these high risk and low risk patients, we have devised an algorithm for this. If a patient is asplenic and he is high risk, except those who are younger than 16 years age group, they only have the risk. The only risk factor for these patients is the age, that is younger than 60 years. We give these patients a lifelong antimicrobial prophylaxis because they are high risk. The other categories of low risk patients, for example, trauma patients. Now, the antimicrobial prophylaxis depends on the age. If the patient is younger than 5 years, this antimicrobial prophylaxis is given up to the age of 10 years. If the patient is 5 to 16 years old, then the antimicrobial prophylaxis is given up to the 16 years of age, but it should be at least 2 years. If the patient is more than 16 years of age, mean he is adult, then antimicrobial prophylaxis should be at least 2 to 3 years. Even with giving these immunization and patient having antimicrobial prophylaxis, patient can develop this OPSI, or patient may not be following the guidelines which we have provided. He may not be taking the antimicrobials. So we have to keep a very high index of suspicion and we should recognize it very early. So to recognize if any patients who had asplenia or he has splenectomy before, if he develops fevers, chills and general malaise and weakness, he should immediately think it as OPSI until ruled otherwise, and there should be no delay in treatment for that because this can be life-threatening. So the treatment of any established OPSI, immediately we start the antibiotics. The first line is the Augmentin along with either ceftriaxone or cefotaxime. It's given intravenous. Remember, the antimicrobial prophylaxis was oral because it was for a long time, and for the treatment we have to give IV antibiotics. But if the patient is at home or he is at some area where IV antibiotics are not available, he should be advised to keep a dose of oral antibiotics of the Augmentin with him so that he can start taking without any delay. So in the hospital, we give Augmentin and ceftriaxone or cefotaxime. If the patient is allergic to the penicillins, we should give chloramphenicol in place of this Augmentin. I think this must have helped